What if I told you that every attack aimed at you was a misguided attempt to snuff out your light? They thought they could break you, but instead, you've become a beacon of power. Are you ready to discover the truth behind their fear? Chosen ones, let's dive into something extraordinary. You've faced the struggles, the spiritual attacks, and the doubt from those who couldn't see your light. But here's the truth: they underestimated you. This is a prophetic word that reveals why you're protected, how you're transforming the world, and why their attempts to bring you down will never succeed. Like and comment 77 if you're ready to step into your power right now. The first sign is your unyielding spiritual shield. Have you noticed it? That no matter what they'd throw at you, gossip, envy, betrayal, or even direct attacks, it never seems to stick. While others might crumble under the same pressure, you emerge stronger, clearer, and more resilient. This isn't by chance or luck. It's divine protection. The Holy Spirit surrounds you, creating an energetic force field that doesn't just deflect harm, but transforms it into opportunities for your growth and elevation. Isaiah 54 verse 17 declares, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper." These words are not just a comforting phrase. They are a promise and a reality for the chosen ones. What was meant to harm you loses its power the moment it comes near you. It's as though God has placed a spiritual firewall around you, one that nullifies the intentions of those who seek to bring you down. Think back to the times when you faced unexpected challenges or attacks. Maybe someone tried to discredit you, undermine you, or even outright hurt you. But what happened? Their plans fell apart, their schemes backfired, and instead of breaking you, they highlighted your strength. Perhaps you even found yourself laughing at the irony, realizing that what they meant for harm actually pushed you closer to your purpose. This unyielding spiritual shield doesn't just protect you from external harm, it works internally as well. It prevents bitterness, fear, or negativity from taking root in your heart. When someone speaks ill of you or tries to sabotage your efforts, your natural instinct might be to react in anger or frustration. But over time, you've noticed something different happening. Instead of letting those attacks shake you, you find yourself responding with grace and composure. This is the Holy Spirit at work, strengthening your inner peace and reminding you that your value isn't determined by the opinions or actions of others. Your shield also transforms harm into growth. Every attempt to hurt you becomes a lesson, every betrayal a chance to refine your discernment, and every setback a setup for a greater comeback. What others see as obstacles, you've learned to view as stepping stones. Each challenge becomes an opportunity for you to grow closer to God, to deepen your faith, and to strengthen your resolve. It's not that you're immune to pain. It's that your pain has a purpose, and your faith ensures that it's never wasted. Let's consider a real-world example. Perhaps you've experienced betrayal from someone you trusted deeply. It hurt, and for a moment, you questioned yourself. How could this happen? Why me? But as time went on, you began to see the truth. That betrayal wasn't a setback. It was a revelation. It exposed things you needed to see, cleared space for healthier relationships, and ultimately strengthened your ability to discern who truly has your best interests at heart. In the end, you realized that even in betrayal, God's hand was at work, protecting and guiding you toward better. This shield also serves as a reflection of who you are becoming. The attacks you face are often a sign of your elevation. People don't throw stones at what isn't shining. The very fact that they are targeting you is a confirmation of your light, your purpose, and your alignment with something greater. The enemy wouldn't waste time on someone who wasn't destined for greatness. As frustrating as it may be, those attacks are often proof that you're walking the path God has set for you. Your shield doesn't just protect you, it confuses those who come against you. They don't understand why their efforts are failing, why you continue to rise despite their attempts to pull you down. It's not that you're unaffected. It's that your source of strength is beyond their comprehension. While they operate from a place of fear, envy, or control, you move with divine assurance, knowing that God fights your battles. This spiritual shield is also a testament to your trust in God. When you choose to walk in faith, you're acknowledging that you can't control everything, but you serve a God who can. You let go of the need to defend yourself against every attack because you trust that God's justice will prevail. Romans 12 verse 19 reminds us, Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord. Your shield isn't just a defense. It's a declaration of your faith in divine justice. And here's the most beautiful part. Your shield doesn't just protect, it transforms. What was sent to break you becomes a blessing. The gossip meant to tarnish your reputation only highlights your integrity. The envy meant to isolate you reveals your true allies. The obstacles meant to slow you down become the very platforms that elevate you. This is the miraculous power of God's protection in your life. If this resonates with you, comment shielded below. Let it be a declaration of your faith and a reminder of the protection that surrounds you. They thought their attacks would break you, but all they've done is make you stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. Your unyielding spiritual shield is a sign of God's favor on your life, and it's a force they can't comprehend. As we move forward, we'll explore the next sign. A powerful truth about how the energy directed toward you is reflected back with divine clarity. Stay with me, because this journey of understanding your strength and purpose is just getting started. The second sign is that you've become a mirror of universal justice. Have you noticed how people who try to harm you often end up facing the very pain they intended to inflict on you? It's as if the energy they direct toward you bounces back to them, amplified and undeniable. This isn't karma or coincidence. It's the divine order at work. Your presence as a chosen one has become a reflection of truth, forcing others to confront the very things they hope to avoid. Proverbs 26 verse 27 says, "Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein." This scripture is not just a warning, it's a promise. Those who plot against you, those who speak ill of you or attempt to sabotage your journey, find themselves entangled in their own schemes. What they intended for harm becomes their own stumbling block. And here's the remarkable part. This isn't about revenge or payback. It's about divine justice, a universal balance that ensures all actions, good or bad, have consequences. When someone directs negativity toward you, it's like throwing a stone at a mirror. Instead of breaking you, the mirror reflects the stone back to its source. This is the nature of your spiritual energy now. You don't need to retaliate, argue, or defend yourself. The truth you carry does all the work. It exposes lies, dismantles illusions, and brings clarity to situations that were clouded by deception. Think about the people who've tried to harm you in the past. Perhaps they spread rumors, undermined your efforts, or betrayed your trust. At first, it may have felt like they were winning, like their actions were succeeding in dimming your light. But what happened next? Slowly but surely, the truth came out. Their motives were exposed, their actions backfired, and they were left facing the very turmoil they tried to create for you. This is the power of universal justice. This process isn't always immediate, and it's not always visible to you. Sometimes you may not see how their actions come full circle, but rest assured the balance is always restored. The universe doesn't operate on human timelines, it operates on divine timing. And when that justice unfolds, it's not just about punishment, it's about revelation. Those who tried to harm you are given an opportunity to see themselves more clearly, to confront their fears, insecurities, and unresolved pain. Whether they choose to grow from that experience is up to them, but the mirror doesn't lie. This role as a mirror of justice can feel heavy at times. You might wonder why so much negativity is directed your way, why people feel threatened by your light. It's important to remember that their actions aren't truly about you. They're about what you represent. Your presence highlights things they'd rather keep hidden. It challenges their false narratives, exposes their insecurities, and disrupts their comfort zones. This isn't because you're doing anything wrong. It's because you're walking in truth, and truth always reveals what's hidden. Your ability to reflect justice also stems from your alignment with divine principles. When you live with integrity, faith, and love, you create a spiritual resonance that is unshakable. That resonance acts as a filter, allowing only what aligns with God's purpose to enter your life. Anything that doesn't align is either transformed or returned to its source. This is why you often find yourself unscathed by attacks that would devastate others. Your alignment with God's will creates a shield that not only protects you but also ensures that justice is served. The beauty of this reflection is that it's not just about exposing negativity, it's about transforming it. When someone's actions are mirrored back to them, they're given a choice. They can continue in their harmful ways, or they can take the opportunity to grow. This is where your role as a chosen one becomes so important. You're not just a passive recipient of divine justice. You're an active participant in the process of awakening and transformation. Your presence challenges others to rise, to confront their shadows, and to align with their own higher purpose. This doesn't mean you should seek out conflict or try to be a moral authority in others' lives. Your job is simply to be you, to walk in truth, to live with love, and to remain aligned with God's purpose. The rest happens naturally. The mirror doesn't have to force anything. It simply reflects what's there. In the same way, you don't have to strive to bring about justice. It happens as a result of your spiritual alignment. As you embrace this role, you'll notice that the people who once opposed you either fade from your life or undergo their own transformations. Some may even come back to you, seeking forgiveness or expressing gratitude for the lessons they've learned. Others may continue to resist, but that's not your burden to carry. Your responsibility is to remain steadfast in your truth and to trust that God's justice will prevail. If this resonates with you, comment justice below. Let it be a declaration of your faith in the divine order and a reminder that you don't have to fight every battle. Your presence as a mirror is enough. They thought you'd be a victim, but now they're facing the consequences of their actions. The energy they directed toward you has become their teacher, and your resilience has become their lesson. As we move forward, we'll explore how your ability to reflect justice doesn't just impact individuals. It creates ripples of transformation that extend to communities, relationships, and even the world. These two signs alone are powerful, but we're just getting started. The next signs reveal how your resilience is shaping the world around you and why your presence ensures divine balance. If this message is speaking to your spirit, turn on all notifications so you never miss a word of encouragement and truth. The third sign is that you're a catalyst for collective awakening. Have you noticed how your transformation doesn't just impact you? It shifts the energy in every room you enter, changes the dynamics in every relationship, and leaves an undeniable mark on the lives of those around you. Your resilience, your faith, and your ability to rise above challenges create ripples that go far beyond your personal journey. People who once dismissed or misunderstood you now find themselves questioning their own choices, reevaluating their priorities, and awakening to truths they previously ignored. Matthew 5 verse 16 says, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." This isn't just a metaphor, it's your reality. Your light is more than inspiration. It's a force that compels others to wake up. It's not just your victories that people notice. It's the unshakable faith, the courage, and the refusal to give up that radiate from you even in the darkest moments. Your life has become a testimony of what is possible when someone aligns with divine purpose. Your role as a catalyst for awakening often begins in subtle ways. Perhaps you've noticed how people come to you seeking advice or comfort, drawn to the peace you carry even if they don't fully understand it. You may have experienced moments where your words or actions sparked something in someone else. A realization, a breakthrough, or a desire to change. What they see in you isn't perfection. It's authenticity. It's the way you've embraced your flaws, your struggles, and your journey as part of a greater plan. This authenticity is what makes your light so powerful. It's real, and people can feel it. Your presence alone challenges others to confront their own darkness. This isn't always easy, and it's not always welcomed. There are those who may resist, who may feel threatened by the light you carry because it exposes what they've tried to keep hidden. But even in their resistance, they are being affected. Your resilience forces them to see that there's another way to live, one that isn't dictated by fear, envy, or self-doubt. Whether they admit it or not, your journey is planting seeds of change in their hearts. This ripple effect extends far beyond individual interactions. As you rise, you inspire entire communities, families, and networks to rise with you. Think about how your decision to break a generational cycle of negativity, fear, or dysfunction has impacted those around you. By choosing to heal, to grow, and to align with your purpose, you've opened the door for others to do the same. You've shown that it's possible to overcome, to transform, and to thrive, even when the odds are stacked against you. Your resilience also creates a blueprint for others to follow. It's not just the fact that you've overcome challenges, it's how you've done it. The faith you've displayed in moments of uncertainty, the strength you've shown in the face of adversity, and the grace you've extended to those who didn't deserve it. All of these things serve as lessons for those who are watching. They see your ability to rise not as an exception, but as an example of what's possible when someone walks in alignment with God's will. This role as a catalyst for awakening isn't limited to those who are close to you. Your light has the power to reach people you've never met through your work, your words, or even your energy. Perhaps you've shared your story publicly, not realizing how many lives it would touch. Or maybe your quiet acts of kindness have inspired someone to pay it forward, creating a chain reaction of positivity and change. This is the power of a chosen one. You don't just change yourself, you change the world around you. It's important to understand that this role doesn't require you to have all the answers or to be perfect. In fact, it's your imperfections and your willingness to grow that make you so relatable and impactful. People don't need you to be a superhero, they need you to be real. They need to see that transformation is possible for anyone who's willing to trust God, lean into their faith, and take the next step forward, even when the path is unclear. Your light also serves as a reminder that divine purpose transcends human understanding. There are people watching your journey who may never say a word, but they're being changed by what they see in you. They're learning from your resilience, drawing strength from your courage, and finding hope in your victories. Some of them may even be inspired to start their own journey of awakening because of what they've witnessed in you. This is the ripple effect of your light. It reaches places you can't even imagine. At the same time, your role as a catalyst for awakening comes with challenges. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. There will be those who feel threatened by your light, who project their insecurities onto you, or who try to pull you back into the person you used to be. But even their resistance is a sign that your light is working. It's stirring something within them, something they may not be ready to face. Your job isn't to force their awakening. It's simply to keep shining, trusting that God will use your light in His perfect timing. If this resonates with you, comment "awakening" below. Let it be a declaration of the role you've embraced as a catalyst for change and a reminder that your journey is about so much more than yourself. They tried to ignore your light, to dismiss it as insignificant, but now they're seeing it for what it truly is, a force of transformation that cannot be denied. The fourth sign is that you embody universal balance. Have you noticed how your presence alone seems to shift the dynamics around you? Whether it's a chaotic situation calming down when you enter the room or an unfair scenario suddenly aligning with justice, this isn't a coincidence. It's a reflection of the divine balance you carry within you. You've become a living testament to the truth that no action, kindness, or harm goes without consequence. Everything finds its rightful place when it comes into your presence, not because of your own strength, but because of the divine order you align with. Romans 12 verse 19 says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord." This verse captures the essence of your role. You don't need to seek revenge or manipulate outcomes. Your job is to stand in your truth, to trust that God's justice is perfect, and to know that every action and every energy will be balanced by divine law. By living in alignment with these principles, you reinforce the equilibrium that the world so desperately needs. Think back to moments when you were wronged, when someone lied about you, betrayed you, or tried to undermine your progress. In the moment, it may have felt unfair, like they were getting away with it. But over time, what happened? The truth came to light. Their lies unraveled. Their schemes backfired. And the justice you didn't even seek out found its way to you. This is the power of universal balance. By choosing not to react with anger or retaliation, you allowed God to step in and handle the situation in ways that were more profound and effective than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. This balance isn't just about justice for harm done. It's also about the rewards of kindness and goodness. You've probably experienced times when your small acts of compassion, generosity, or encouragement seemed to ripple far beyond what you imagined. Perhaps you offered a kind word to someone who was struggling, and later found out it changed their entire outlook. Or maybe you gave freely of your time or resources, only to have an unexpected blessing show up in your own life. These moments are not accidents. They're manifestations of the universal truth that what you give, you receive in return. Your role as an embodiment of balance also means you're a disruptor of chaos. When situations feel unfair or unjust, your presence naturally challenges the status quo. This doesn't mean you're always vocal or confrontational. Sometimes it's simply your energy, your calm confidence in God's plan, that causes others to pause and reevaluate their actions. You've likely seen this happen in group dynamics, where conflict begins to dissolve or hidden truths start to surface simply because you're there. It's as though your alignment with divine principles creates a magnetic force that pulls everything around you into order. This role isn't always easy, and it often comes with challenges. People who operate in dishonesty, manipulation, or selfishness may feel threatened by your presence because it exposes their actions. They might accuse you, project their insecurities onto you, or try to undermine your influence. But even in their resistance, they are being affected by your energy. Your unwavering faith and commitment to truth act as a mirror, forcing them to confront their own imbalances. Whether they choose to change is up to them, but the ripple effect of your presence is undeniable. Your ability to embody balance also stems from your alignment with divine timing. You've learned to trust that things happen when they're meant to, even if it's not on your preferred timeline. When a door closes, you don't panic. You understand that it's part of a greater plan. When delays happen, you see them as opportunities for preparation, knowing that God's timing is never late. This patience and trust are what set you apart, allowing you to move through life with a sense of peace and assurance that others can't help but notice. This alignment with divine balance also means that you're a source of stability for others. People are drawn to you because they feel safe in your presence. They see in you a calmness, a strength, and a trust in something greater that inspires them to find the same within themselves. You may not even realize how many people look to you as an example, but your life is a beacon for those seeking peace and purpose. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine a workplace where there's constant competition, gossip, and backstabbing. Most people would either get swept up in the negativity or try to avoid it altogether. But not you. Instead, you continue to work with integrity, treating everyone with respect and refusing to engage in the toxicity. Over time, you notice that others start to follow your lead. The gossip dies down, collaboration improves, and the overall atmosphere shifts. This isn't because you forced anyone to change. It's because your alignment with balance influenced those around you. Your role as an embodiment of universal balance also carries a profound spiritual significance. You're not just bringing order to temporary situations. You're reflecting the eternal truth of God's kingdom. In a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, your presence serves as a reminder that there is a higher order, a divine plan that governs all things. This is why your life feels so different now. You're not just living for yourself. You're living as a reflection of God's justice, mercy, and love. If this resonates with you, comment balanced below. Let it be a declaration of the role you've embraced as a bringer of divine order. They thought they could disrupt your peace, but now they see that your presence alone brings clarity, justice, and transformation. You are not just surviving, you're thriving in alignment with God's perfect plan. These 4 signs are undeniable, but the final sign reveals the ultimate reason you've been chosen. It's not just about protection or resilience. It's about your mission to transform the world. Stay with me, because this will resonate deeply. The final sign is your role as a beacon of transformation. You've become a living testament to how even the darkest intentions, the heaviest challenges, and the deepest wounds can be turned into catalysts for growth. Your life reflects resilience, faith, and the power of aligning with God's will. Through your journey, you've proven that no obstacle is insurmountable when you walk in divine purpose, and that truth doesn't just transform you, it uplifts everyone around you. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 6 declares, "For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, hath shined in our hearts, to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. This verse captures the essence of who you are now. You are a light, a reflection of God's glory, shining in a way that pierces through darkness and brings hope, clarity, and inspiration to those who witness your journey. But becoming a beacon wasn't an easy process, was it? There were moments when the darkness seemed overwhelming. Times when the betrayal, the rejection, or the obstacles felt too heavy to bear. In those moments, it would have been easy to give up, to believe the lies that said you weren't enough or that the journey wasn't worth it. But you didn't. Instead, you chose faith. You chose to trust that God had a plan, even when you couldn't see it. And that choice changed everything. Your transformation didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't without struggle. It was forged in the fire of your trials, refined by the challenges that sought to break you. Each setback became an opportunity to grow stronger, to deepen your faith, and to align more closely with God's will. And now, that light within you is unmistakable. It radiates from you, touching the lives of those around you in ways you may not even realize. Think about the people who have watched your journey. Some may have doubted you, even ridiculed you at the start. They may have assumed you'd fail, that the weight of your circumstances would crush you. But as you've risen, their perception has shifted. Now, they can't help but notice the strength you carry, the peace that surrounds you, and the joy that can't be shaken. Your resilience isn't just inspiring. It's challenging them to look at their own lives, to confront their own fears, and to consider the possibility of transformation for themselves. Your role as a beacon of transformation goes beyond personal inspiration. You're also a catalyst for healing in relationships, communities, and even the world at large. Your ability to rise above negativity, to respond with grace instead of anger, and to choose forgiveness over bitterness creates ripples of change that extend far beyond what you can see. When you refuse to be defined by the pain of your past, you give others permission to do the same. When you walk in alignment with God's will, you show others what it means to live with purpose and integrity. This role isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. In fact, it's your imperfections and your willingness to grow that make you so relatable and impactful. People are drawn to your authenticity, to the way you acknowledge your struggles without letting them define you. They see in you a reflection of what's possible when someone chooses to trust God and keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the path may seem. Your light isn't just for those who already believe in you. It's for those who are still in the darkness, struggling to find their way. Your journey has equipped you to reach people in ways that others can't. Whether it's through your words, your actions, or simply your presence, you have the ability to speak to their hearts, to offer hope where there was despair, and to remind them that they, too, are capable of transformation. The beauty of being a beacon of transformation is that it's not about you. It's about what God is doing through you. Every challenge you've faced, every victory you've achieved, every step you've taken in faith has been part of a greater plan to bring glory to God and to draw others closer to Him. This is why your light shines so brightly. It's not fueled by your own strength, but by the power of the Holy Spirit working within you. This role also comes with a responsibility. As a beacon, you're called to live in alignment with the truth you've discovered. This doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, but it does mean you're committed to growth, to humility, and to staying connected to the source of your light. It means being intentional about how you use your influence, recognizing that your words and actions have the power to inspire or discourage, to build up or tear down. If this resonates with you, comment "transformed" below. Let it be a declaration of the light you've embraced and a reminder of the impact you're making. They may have doubted you, dismissed you, or tried to extinguish your light, but now they can't ignore it. You've become a force for good, a living example of how God can take what was meant for harm and use it for His glory. But here's the challenge. Are you ready to fully step into this role? Are you prepared to carry this light boldly, knowing it will draw both admiration and resistance? This is your moment, chosen one. Step into it and watch as the world around you begins to change. Chosen ones, your role is undeniable. You've been set apart to inspire, awaken, and transform. Their attempts to stop you have only highlighted the power you carry. Comment "I'm chosen," and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. Activate notifications so you never miss a prophetic word like this. You are the light of the world, chosen one, and this is just the beginning.